Now I want to give the spotlight to the man of the hour. Please get on your feet and give it up for the author, entrepreneur, and speaker, Juan Esposito.
Let's pretend Marshall Mathers never picked up a pen. Let's pretend things would have been no different.
Thank you all. Thank you for being here. I didn't know we would be here tonight. I want to share two crystal clear moments with you. I knew they were important because I know when I don't know. I didn't know George would volunteer to host here, the owner of a speak platform. This is how he makes a living. And I would have thought it would be a white, not a black party, but don't blame me, Diddy did it. I didn't know 3 weeks after launch, the party would be led by powerful women and a sitting female DJ, the #3 Netflix show in the country led by realtor women, and the owner and editor of a women's empowerment magazine. I have no clue what Randy was doing here. How about this? An 8-time Emmy winner would leave his penthouse in LA, fly to 20-degree New York to attend a gala for a book launch just 2 months after he postponed his winter in LA and stayed in his New York penthouse an extra month so he could help with a commercial about a movie company including a rock star. A commercial he wrote, directed, and edited, as well as granted me free use of his music that he licenses to every sitcom and show you probably watch. Here's what I absolutely know. When a moth flies in a room, even the most sophisticated female lose all composure. So for the life of me, I can't rectify how this guy with 900 bug tattoos attracts women like nobody I've ever seen. Or how Mike is one of the greatest humans I've ever met, and it's not because of all that. It's because of what my kids say behind his back. I had no idea Newsday would pick up the shooting of a commercial and forcefully push the book into pre-launch. I was shocked when D called last summer for a move.
Hey Rob, this is D Snyder calling. Time to update your message, brother. Give me a call. Thanks, bye.
And that call would give me a chance in my last few weeks of writing to offer him a feature. But unlike other celebs, he gave me an entire story. That story compelled me to write a prologue and an epilogue with overarching themes all in the last 24 hours. I didn't know the owner of moving companies I highly respect like LIM, Mapucci, Zipbox, Men on the Move would hear me say, I promise to make sure the good ones that get a bad name have a voice too. Because nobody can predict how many times your spouse will want to reposition the couch in the living room. When it got picked up, I hired a British scholar to bring the book from 10 to 80,000 words. But I didn't know when I handed it to Stephanie it would be irrecognizable. Because only the worst business owner would spend 6 weeks in July rewriting an 80,000 word book and adding structure and themes and memes and running after celebrity quotes, which is moving season, by the way. Whether I or you like it or not, I did know that if I went hard after Zeldin, I would have a cabinet member in my feature. We could leave that over here because we're talking about stuff I don't know, but you have to respect the foresight there. When Stephanie gave me a book contract, I was already in the process of self-publishing the book so I could gift it to my clients, give to my estimators for a competitive edge. So you can guess my shock when Ryan called me and said, hey buddy, I hope you don't mind. I explained your concept to a publisher and she wants to talk to you. Because how could a 10-minute conversation during a 4-hour lunch set in motion a movement? And why when I grabbed my phone to cancel because I was too busy, because we're all always too busy, I said, you've been working so hard. Why don't you just take today, enjoy an old friend, have a lunch, spend 4 hours with him. And that would be moment number 2 that immediately etched itself into my brain, but I didn't know why. I didn't know I would prove everyone wrong when they said I wouldn't get published for a book on business, because that's what I wanted at the time. Because 10 months prior, I didn't have a clue that I would ever write a book. Or that day after my speak event, when my partner called, I picked up intending to thank him for coming, but he turned it on me and started congratulating me. He asked why I'd been doing podcasts lately, and I responded, I'm not sure, but it's one of those things. I'll find out in the future. I knew he'd understand that because long before he was my partner, he was my mentor. But I didn't know next he would ask if I wanted to be an author, and I would strike back, no way. And at that moment, number 1, I learned you could discover your truth in a lot. Because I don't lie, especially to Tony, but somehow my physical answer shook my soul into remembering something that I had long since forgotten, or maybe never knew. And I didn't know how supportive my wife Gina would be, or how all about it LJ Cajun Presley would, or how well Daniel, Jose, Elvis, Brad, Donovan, Dawn, Mel, Mike, Leo, and Diana would do running 8 companies when I no longer see straight. And Robbie the meme maker, how he takes my ideas and makes them alive. And I never thought I would need an assistant in the office so I could describe to 23-year-olds, yes, you can show porn in a book graphic. In the 90s, we had cable and they were squiggly lines through it. I didn't know my speech at Speak would harmonize 2 separate gripes I had been wrestling with in business over the prior years. How dangerous it is for someone starting out to hear naysayers always saying the American dream is dead. Yes, it's harder, but it's also easier. Like, could you imagine if you had to look something up, drive in the car, go to the library, and ask what the fuck the Dewey Decimal System is? And why is nobody preparing people for one of the most traumatic transitions they will go through in life? We all also lose a sibling when a parent dies, because the will of the deceased, pun intended, goes out the window because different personalities experience grief differently. And we all have this inner battle that wages between feelings of home in grandma's house and backpacking through Europe and promiscuity in our late teens that we wrestle with and personify into objects when we transition out of a home. Death, divorce, moving, it's the 3rd biggest stressor. Mover, not roofer, because your roofer will never touch a family heirloom. Mover, not painter, because your painter will never accidentally open your sex toy drawer. The truth is, it's not even those things. I think the stress is from the day your last child moves out of your house and goes off to college and you realize your home is too big, all the way through your move till you find the new barber and beauty parlor that you actually like. One day you would be called a hero if you told people to video their childhood home before calling any companies in. Because a day will come where they would probably pay everything if they could have that. And we don't talk about all of this as professionals. This early preparation is not part of our support. But we take the industry standard and we hand clients a non-functional wine bottle at closing day. Tragically, I lost one of my best friends at 18. Decades later, my wife at the time went to a psychic. When she came home, she talked about him as if she had just been with him. She said he asked if I would tell his mom to remove the shirt from her mattress. I thought about it. I registered it. I still have the bloody shirt from the night he died in a bag in my mattress with my dad's 9/11 clothes. I didn't pay attention to the psychic part. Years later, I moved his mother out of state. When my guys lifted the mattress, my friend's high school football jersey was there. Oh my God. The point of the story is this. I didn't need a psychic, nor did I need it to be my best friend's mother to know that that jersey wasn't just any jersey. It was a stored memory of a tragic event, one that shaped this woman's life. In the end, it's not your objects that mean something. Your objects are just objects. They're things. They mean nothing. It's the memories you attach to them. That means everything. I know that anyone here who knows me would say that I know things before they happen. I know that no name I mentioned planned to give so much of themselves to this movement, because I didn't know nor could have imagined that I ever would. The fact is, I believe I didn't even write this book. Tupac says it best, his hands on my brain when I write rhymes, I go blind and let the Lord do his thing. I'm a vessel, an instrument, nothing more, to empower them to call upon you to no longer take the industry standard and come join our movement. Thank you.